secrets that hide. So come on in and take a seat. Get ready for a show where anything can happen and the energy will flow. Welcome to the fun house where the music's loud and the lights are bright. A one-of-a-kind experience that will keep you up all night. You might get just Paul, or maybe one of his friends. Jazzy the Jester, Max the Magnificent, Logan the Legend. They're all here to take you on a ride. So join Paul and friends and let the good times roll. In the world of the fun house, where anything goes, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Paul's Funhouse. As always, I'm your gracious host, Paul, and today I am joined by someone we've heard a lot of, but never gotten the chance to meet, Max the Magnificent. Welcome, Max the Magnificent. We've heard about you through the intro to Paul's Funhouse. I'm wearing a Dr. Pepper t-shirt today just for the sole fact that you're a big fan of Dr. Pepper.
I am.
So, let's take some time here and get to know Max the Magnificent. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Max. What do you like to do for fun?
Usually I like to read and mainly watch TikTok or YouTube.
Okay, so what's your favorite YouTube channel? I know you don't have to say Paul's Funhouse.
Probably Sam and Colby, due to the fact that they go through the paranormal.
Okay, you're a big fan of the paranormal.
I love the paranormal.
And I think we're going to talk about a few, I think I got 3 or 4 picked out stories throughout this episode today. So, what else do you like to do? You mentioned YouTube, so let me ask you real quick. What's your least favorite YouTube channel? And hopefully it's not Paul's Funhouse.
If I'm going to be completely honest, it would probably have to be either Mr. Beast or Unspeakable.
Ooh, Mr. Beast getting fired at from Max the Magnificent. So, what type of books do you like to read?
Horror, murder, and murder mystery.
Okay, so do you have a favorite book right now?
Right now, it'd probably be the book I'm reading, which is Undead.
Oh, okay. All right, you want to talk a little bit about Undead and tell me what it's about?
So far in the book, there is these 2 guys. I forget their names. One's Smitty. There's these 2 guys, and they're on a school trip, and people were going to go get a snack from a restaurant. And there's this girl, they never said her name yet, but she came running back, because everyone that was in the restaurant was found dead.
Ooh.
So Smitty decided that he was going to leave to go find out why they were dead. And then I ended off the chapter to the point where Smitty got the door shut on him. So I'm going to start reading more tonight. So.
All right. Well, Max the Magnificent, thank you so much for that little intro into who you are. Let's dive into the first story that I wanted to talk about. You gave me quite a list of them, and we'll get to probably all of them as your appearances become more regular on this channel. All right, Max, let's dive into the first story here, the Bell Witch. What do you know about the Bell Witch?
Most of the time she will come out at dawn. So, little after 8 o'clock.
Alright. You know any of the backstory of the Bell Witch?
I do not.
Well, good thing I do. The Bell Witch, or the Bell Witch haunting, is a legend from southern United States folklore centered on the 19th century Bell family of northwest Robertson County in Tennessee. And it's pretty close to us.
Very close.
Farmer John Bell Sr. resided with his family along the Red River in an area currently near the town of Adams. According to legend, from 1817 to 1821, his family in the local area came under attack by a mostly invisible entity that was able to speak, affect the physical environment, and even shapeshift. Some accounts record the spirit also to have been clairvoyant and capable of crossing long distances with superhuman speed. In 1894, a newspaper editor named Martin V. Ingram published his authenticated history of the Bell Witch. The book is widely regarded as the first full-length record of the legend and a primary source of subsequent treatments. So, sounds like we never actually got to see the Bell Witch, or the Bell family never got to see the Bell Witch, but it's interesting to me that it attacked the entire area, yet it became known as the Bell Witch. So I'm interested to see if there becomes more of a relationship between the Bell Witch and the Bell family. I was looking here somewhere and I can't seem to find what I was seeing earlier when I looked this up, that they actually had an interaction. But right now, I can't seem to find that, so we're just going to leave it at that. So, would you ever go to Tennessee and check out the Bell Witch?
To be honest, I probably would.
Okay.
Yeah, if I tend to be able to get over there, I'd probably go look for the Bell Witch and do my little thingy.
Your little thingy, huh?
Yeah, try to spot her and stuff.
Gonna take a digital recorder, some fancy cameras, things like that?
Yeah.
Alright, so a true ghost hunt looking for the Bell Witch, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into our next story. The Ghost of Bellamy Bridge. What do you know about the Ghost of Bellamy Bridge?
I honestly don't know a lot about it.
Oh.
So, to be completely honest, I have no idea.
Okay, well, let's see here. The Ghost of Bellamy Bridge is a legend about a young woman named Elizabeth Jane Bellamy, who is said to haunt the bridge and surrounding area in Jackson County, Florida. The story goes that Elizabeth died on May 11th, 1837, and is now searching for her husband, Dr. Samuel C. Bellamy, who is not buried where she expected. Some say she is seen endlessly crossing the bridge in her wedding dress, still on fire, in her quest to find him. Others have told stories about her falling from the sky in a ball of fire or running from her mansion on her wedding night in flames when jumping off the bridge. Historian Dale Cox has written a book called The Ghost of Bellamy Bridge that explores the true story behind the legend. Cox has found that eyewitnesses have described strange encounters at the site even before the bridge was built. The bridge is located near Elizabeth's gravesite on the Chipola River, just north of Marina, Florida. Visitors can explore the abandoned bridge using a free half-mile nature trail that's open during daylight hours. So you can't go there at night, but you can go there during the day.
I think the reason that they don't want you to go at night is due to the fact that her wedding must have been on a night. Like in the night. So they don't want you to be like caught up in the flames and stuff.
Okay. Or maybe because, they don't want you to have proof that she exists. Those skeptics, they're always out there saying, oh, we're not going to have proof of this, or we're not going to give you any way to find out about this. kind of like our next story that we're going to talk about, which is this episode of Paul's Funhouse is being brought to you by the Kicking Out Podcast. Follow them on all social media at Kicking Out Pod. It's a wrestling podcast focusing on AEW each and every week. You can join Tanner Lee, Austin Shepard, and myself as we talk all things AEW. We'll get into some other stuff as well, but our main focus is AEW. And the fantastic news about the Kicking Out Podcast is they've got great merchandise. So you can support a great podcast and look fantastic doing so. All you need to do is go to kickingoutshop.com to support a great podcast and look fantastic doing so. And there's some great news all August long. You can enter promo code FUNHOUSE and get free shipping on your entire order. It's kickingoutshop.com, promo code FUNHOUSE, FUNHOUSE, for free shipping on your entire order. So check out kickingoutshop.com today and get your Kicking Out Podcast merchandise. And now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Zombie Road in Missouri. So, what do you know about this one?
Really, the only thing I know is it tends to be a very long road that happens to have a bunch of things that goes on in it.
Okay. Alright.
Like sightings or touching. Like people getting touched. People getting like dragged, basically.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Had to give visual for everybody so they knew what you meant. Because, you know, getting touched could mean a couple different things. And I think we're talking the paranormal side of things here.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive into the legends of Zombie Road. Near the Merrimack River on the edges of Wildwood, Missouri, there's a small path tucked away among hills and oak trees. And it was originally built in the 1860s, which is over 100 years before Willwood even existed. Hikers have reported feeling unsettled, as if they're constantly being watched, and have said that there are unexplained noises along the road, as well as cold spots. Now, cold spots, for anybody who isn't familiar with the term cold spots, spirits, ghosts, the paranormal require energy to make themselves known. So a lot of times what they will do is they will draw in temperature from humans, from the atmosphere, any way they can, or even batteries and things like that, which is why we hear a lot of talks of batteries dying in cameras, even though they were fully charged. But a lot of times when they draw from the environment, that creates cold spots, which are just spots that are clearly a lot colder than anything around them has been or will be for a while. Some have even said a mysterious old woman yells at passerbys only to vanish when they go to investigate. Legend has it that anyone unfortunate enough to find themselves there at night is bound to be chased and probably murdered by spectral American Indians, undead Confederate rebels, packs of child ghosts, and even the tortured souls of railroad and quarry workers killed in action. And it's not just the undead. There are also rumors of shadowy figures, non-human entities, and even a giant serial killer, zombie.
So Zombie Road really just explains everything.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a great place to go if you want to be murdered.
To be honest, probably would be the greatest place to go to get murdered.
Yeah. So I bet you're wondering about the giant serial killer zombie. I mean,
who isn't?
Right, I am. Okay, so let's talk about it. Supposedly, back in the 1950s, Zombie Road was a local hotspot for teens to make out.
Don't look at me.
Don't be going here. Around the same time, a crazed man from a nearby mental hospital escaped and disappeared somewhere along the road, leaving his bloody clothes on the side of the road. He set up residence in a worn-down shack, sometimes sneaking out at night to go murder teenagers. He lived out the rest of his days happily holding up in a shack and engaging in murder hobbies, only to die an old man and then continue haunting the area as a giant serial killer zombie. And that's where the zombie in Zombie Road comes from. So, interesting.
Very interesting.
Definitely sounds like a great place to go. Maybe during the day, but at night, I think I'm gonna, I'm gonna stay away.
Yeah, I think we're gonna pass.
I don't have any problems with going and checking out the paranormal, but this one,
No thanks.
it's just something at night I don't want to risk, because I don't want to risk getting there and then not coming back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which this leads us into our next little story called Dead Woman Crossing.
Ooh, Dead Woman Crossing out in Oklahoma. Alright. What do you know about this one?
She was murdered, and she continues to haunt that little crossing area. Forget what it's called.
Okay.
That little, her little crossing area. She haunts that quite a lot. She's there all the while.
Ah, alright. Well, let's dive into Dead Woman's Crossing. It is an unincorporated community on Deer Creek, northeast of Weatherford in Custer County, Oklahoma. And the community takes its name from the unsolved murder of a local woman. On July 6, 1905, a school teacher named Katie DeWitt James filed for divorce. The next day, she carried her 14-month-old daughter, Lulu Bell, to a train station in Custer City. James was going to visit her cousin who lived in Ripley. Her father, Henry DeWitt, came to bid farewell. Her husband, Martin James, did not come to the station. A few weeks later, Henry became concerned that he had not heard from his daughter. He contacted a sheriff who suggested hiring a detective named Sam Bartell. Bartell started his investigation from Clinton, but nobody remembered seeing a woman and a baby there. Then on July 28th, 1905, in Weatherford, Bartell learned that James and the baby spent a night in the house of William Moore. They were brought to his house by Moore's sister-in-law, Fanny Norton, a resident of Clinton who also was known as Mrs. Ham. In the morning, Norton, James, and the baby left in a buggy, headed for Hydro. Eyewitnesses reported that the buggy entered a field near Deer Creek, and Norton came out alone approximately 45 minutes later. Norton returned to Moore's house and then came back to Clinton. Later, Bartell discovered that two women and the baby were seen around Deer Creek. The detective also was able to find the baby. The witnesses testified that Norton left the baby with a boy and asked him to take the baby home. The baby was unharmed, but her clothing was covered in blood. While locals searched for James, Bartell tracked down Norton, who denied she murdered James. Later that day, Norton committed suicide by poison. On August 31st, 1905, James's remains were found near Deer Creek, about 20 miles east of Clinton. Her head was severed from her body. James's father confirmed they were the remains of his daughter. Martin James took custody of her daughter. The murder was never solved. So, sounds like you might really be careful going near Deer Creek in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad, because, who would want to go there after hearing that story?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people.
To be honest, probably.
I mean, as I'm looking, there's a lot of stories on this. And I gotta find out where it went, but there's a series on it. There's a book series on it.
Oh.
So maybe when you get done reading the book you're reading now, you could see if you could find this book. And then you could learn all about Dead Woman's Crossing, and we could do another episode just on Dead Woman Crossing. And look, there it is. The book itself is called Dead Woman Crossing by J.R. Adler.
Alright.
And Last Day Alive by J.R. Adler as well ties into this. So there we go. It's part of the Detective Kimberly King series, if you were ever interested in reading about Dead Woman Crossing. So, Max the Magnificent. We have talked about 4 ghost stories today. Which one of those 4 was your favorite? Which one are you most interested in?
Most likely, the Bell Witch.
You know, I gotta agree with you. I am very interested in finding out more about the Bell Witch. I think I'm gonna have to do some research on this, put some stuff together, and maybe you and I will do a whole nother episode just on the Bell Witch. I think that could be a lot of fun.
It would be.
You know, and I look at a lot of these stories, and some of them I think I might have seen in American Horror Story or something related to that. Murder House is season 1 of American Horror Story. You've got a story down here about a murder house. There's the one I'm currently watching, because I'm rewatching all of American Horror Story, is Hotel, about a hotel out in LA. So I think I've always said that American Horror Story has some truth behind why they're doing the things they're doing, and I think this list kind of helps prove that, because as we looked into these, everything looks to be 100% legit, except maybe Zombie Road. That one's still a little iffy, but you can go find out about Zombie Road if you want to. I personally, I'm going to stay here and just continue to be inside the fun house, having a lot of fun and just enjoying ourselves. But personally, I'm interested in finding out about the Bell Witch and maybe checking out Dead Woman's Crossing, maybe the book even.
Yeah.
I don't know. So apart from apart from the Bell Witch, which is your least favorite?
Least favorite would probably have to be Zombie Road.
And why is that?
Because it's like you said, it's iffy, but it seems real-ish, but it also seems pretty fake.
Okay. I don't know if I mean, in the 1950s, a lot of people did find ways to break out of mental institutions. Back in those days, they were deemed criminally insane.
Yeah.
So murderers, things like that would go there. So the possibility of somebody breaking out, I could see that. But where's the news stories on these teenagers that have been found dead? If you happen to have stories related to Zombie Road that might back up that this is true with news articles about teenagers dying or disappearing, please link them in the comments. Max the Magnificent and I are both extremely excited to see if this story is real. And I know I'm thinking about doing some research on Zombie Road to find out if I can find information on these teens dying or missing, because if he did this over a span of time, there's gotta be something.
Yeah, there's gotta be a ton of stories about it, so I might even do my own research.
I mean, whether it be the 1950s, 60s, whatever, teens go missing, parents pay attention to that. So I've got a feeling there's gotta be something out there.
There's gotta be a lot of stuff if he's murdered this many people.
Absolutely. So, Max the Magnificent, thank you so much for stopping by the Fun House. It was a pleasure sitting down and talking with you, and I look forward to doing it again soon.
I also look forward to doing this again.
And with that, be sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Am I saying all that right? You watch YouTube more than I do.
Yes.
So, okay, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell your friends all about Paul's Fun House. Stay weird, stay tuned, and we'll see you again soon.
This has been Paul's Funhouse, where the party never ends with all of your friends. Tell all your buddies it's gonna be a wild ride. Join us next time for more fun and games. Like and subscribe, spread the word, it's not the same without you. Tell all your friends, we'll see you real soon at Paul's Funhouse. Join us next time and be part of the fun with Paul and his friends. Stay weird and stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time at Paul's Funhouse.